It's insane. Even just checking my portfolio charts takes forever. Can someone please just make one place for everything already? Wait, what is this? Everything's in one place? No more switching between apps? That's interesting actually. Just look, Bitcoin, Apple, Nvidia are just right next to each other? It feels so different. Especially after my recent experience with Schwab. Let me tell you my short story. This happened to me not too long ago. I just wanted to sell one stock and buy another. Simple, right? But Schwab flagged it as an active trading and hit me with a requirement. Keep at least 25,000 in the account or you can't proceed with the trade. Not that flag is stacked and I can't even buy new stocks unless I meet this rule. And the worst part, even if I want to trade right away, I couldn't because my money wasn't even available yet. And let's not forget one thing which most people don't even realize. Even if your broker says cash available to trade, it's not really settled. If you sold the stock today, that money doesn't settle until the next business day. That's called the T+1 settlement period, and the weekend doesn't even count. So let's say you sell on Friday. That cash doesn't settle until Monday, maybe even Tuesday if there is a holiday. And with deposits it's even worse. Some brokers might hold your money longer if it's your first time or a large amount. So even if your balance says one thing, you're still locked out.
There is a solution most of you didn't even see coming. What if I told you that stocks could work like crypto? What if you could buy or sell anytime, even on weekends, with zero delays and no middleman? Sounds crazy, right? Well, you don't have to believe it, but Kraken recently introduced tokenized stocks and they run on the Solana blockchain.
It's available to people who are outside of the United States. And my major question really is how soon this could be brought onshore in terms of approvals on a regulatory basis to get this done.
Hey, thanks for having me. I think the way to sort of think about it is that tokenized securities is the same way in which you should think about collateral. So collateral is the foundational trust layer, is the way in which we want to be able to help enable and enumerate this worldwide. And so while we're launching this with Bakkt and our other partners with Solana in Europe, in Latin America and Asia as sort of our first markets, we are going to work to bring this into the United States over a period of time. But I think what's more important is that you now for the first time have collateral that you can take with you 24/7, it's permissionless, you don't have to ask anyone for it, and it's not part of a walled garden. And I think that's the key aspect of what it means to be able to tokenize an asset.
But here's the truth. These tokenized stocks are backed one-to-one by actual shares, held by regulated custodians like FINRA and SIPC. And the key thing, they live on the blockchain. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like another scam, probably not regulated.
Oh, Arjun, and you could see it coming from a mile away, is if you bring it to the United States, how do the traditional exchanges behave? This is not something that you can see the likes of a NASDAQ readily allowing or not pushing back against as you go to the SEC to get this done in a bigger way.
I think it's pretty natural for incumbents and what I call post-World War II brick and mortar companies to always push back against what they might have a monopoly upon. And what does that really mean? It's a walled garden, it's hard to innovate, it's hard to build on top of it. So when you think about global liquidity, global developers, global access to capital, global access to collateral, what do you want to build for and what do you want to build against? I think these types of products, it's not going to be just us, but anything that's happening in the crypto protocol ecosystem or decentralized, is that we're letting people get access to be able to innovate on behalf of US customers in the long term, on behalf of European customers and rest of the world customers, is that you're able to finally, in one place, get access to global liquidity, right, access to more products, and not part of one, again, walled garden. So we're an exchange. Our whole goal is to be able to provide liquidity and to provide this innovation. But what you're now able to do is figure out ways in which the traditional industries, as you just mentioned, how can they be a part of the ecosystem rather than being sort of left out?
Well, they need regulatory clarity. Arjun, great to have you. Look, Superstate already acknowledged that they're doing this. They announced it earlier in the month. You're now doing it. But Larry Fink and Vlad Tenev at Robinhood, they want clearer guidelines here in the United States. How briefly do you think that will occur? 30 seconds.
Look, I think with any of the regulators that are out there, from policy down to regulation, what we're really talking about is how do we innovate, how do we build. So, the folks at the SEC have been extremely promotive of these types of ideas around how do we bring this to everyday consumers, how do we bring this to everyday investors. And so I'm pretty positive that we'll get to a place where we can start thinking about how to launch this, again, not just with one company or one customer, but across the board.
Additionally, these stocks are backed by Swiss-based firm Backed Finance, which holds actual stock to back each token. This structure ensures that the price of the tokens follow the price of the actual shares. Now here's the coolest part. You can buy them fractionally. Just like Krypto, you can own a piece of Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, even if you got only $10. For anyone who's been hesitant to get into the stock market because of money, this changes everything. No more excuses. You can start small, build your position over time, just like you would with Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Kraken now lets you trade 24/7. No more depending on weekdays, bank holidays, or broker schedules. You're no longer limited to market hours. No more missed opportunities, no FOMO. You can take action the moment it matters. Just imagine this, some good news comes out about your favorite stock, for example Apple, but it's Saturday. With a traditional broker, you can react. You are forced to wait until Monday. Sure, the stock might still move on Monday, but let's be honest, the real momentum hits the moment the news drops. That's when you want to react. With Kraken it's possible. And here's another thing, Kraken makes getting started even simpler for you. No endless paperwork, no income checks, no job verification, just to open up an account. You just sign up and verify your ID. But I want to be completely honest with you, this 24/7 stock trading feature is only available to non-US customers for now. That's because the SEC has very strict rules around tokenized assets. But that could change sooner than we think. Coinbase, one of the biggest US crypto platforms, has already filed with the SEC to offer tokenized stock trading. Just imagine if they get the green light, it could trigger a domino effect. Other exchanges will follow, knowing exactly what the path to compliance looks like.
And we all know how important that is for you and me to keep our assets safe and under control. That's why Kraken lets you send your tokenized stocks to your own wallet, just like Krypto. From now on, those stocks, or rather tokens, don't have to sit in the same place you bought them. You can move them to a non-custodial wallet like Phantom, where you control the keys. No one can freeze them, no one can take them away, unlike broker accounts, which can be frozen, limited, or blocked when the markets get volatile. Let's not forget, traditional brokers can impose trading holds. They can flag your account for trading too often. They can even lock you out if you don't meet certain rules, like happened to Rowan with the 25,000 pattern day trading rule. But here, your stocks are tokenized. They live on the Solana blockchain, which means transfer between your wallet and Kraken are fast and cost just pennies. No heavy gas fees like Ethereum.
So yeah, all these past discussions about tokenized stocks finally came true. If you want to try it yourself, make sure to check our video on how to buy Apple on Kraken with just $10. Thank you for watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.